Jessica,
Yes.
Jessica, this week I'm thinking of a Vampire Weekend song.
Oh yeah.
That's it's off their first album titled Vampire Weekend, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't know. The song is, though, The Kids Don't Stand a Chance. And the reason I'm thinking about this, Jessica, is because I don't stand a chance in hell of keeping these people straight on this show. You have been trying to tell me who all these people are who have done this show, and I'm just like, oh my God, I feel as lost as I did in chemistry class. This is just...
Oh no!
I've come up with a handy acronym, which I think is just the whole alphabet. So that's not going to work at all. But so before we get into what we're doing though this week, we should tell everybody what we're doing right now. What you're listening to. Welcome to Cluedunnit.
Welcome to Cluedunnit. We make wild guesses about fake TV crimes.
Woo, fake. This time we've been on a bit of a British kick, I think.
Yes, we have.
So we're off the noir, but we're still on a British kick. Oh my goodness. Okay.
This is a little noir, I think, this show. It's a little bit of a drama.
It's a drama, don't get me wrong, but it's not noir. It's a procedural.
Okay.
It's just a straight up procedural. This is not noir.
When it's in the middle of Manchester, it's just a procedural.
That's not true.
There's no sea.
That's if there's not at least one crazy ironic death every episode that's completely gory, it's not noir. So
Okay.
if there's not a lot of fields, if there's not a lot of wheat swaying in the breeze, if there's not like dark alleyways, I think one of them smokes, so that's a point for being a noir.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but on the other hand, you
Maybe
can't really...
trench coats. I don't know.
No, there's no trench coats in this. There's no trench coats in this. So, but tell us what we're doing.
Okay, so we are watching Scott and Bailey today, season 4, episode 7. Do you want me to tell you about this show itself? So I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's just detective.
Just enough to confuse me.
Okay, sure. Detectives Janet Scott and Rachel Bailey investigate murders with Manchester Police's Major Incident Team.
Major Incident Team. Have we come across that term before, or have I just not like...
I haven't heard it. I also was like, oh, how... I know this is rude of me to be like, quaint. What an appropriate word. Incident.
Right.
Because it doesn't say like, it's just, we found a body.
Right. It's not necessarily murder. It's just
yeah.
incident. It could be a robbery. It could be an attack.
But something
it could be
that
something.
needs to be investigated.
Major incident, yes.
And but it's a major incident, so it's not a minor incident, which might be a small robbery.
A robbery or like
a little
kids
bit
skateboarding
of a car
on the wrong
accident.
thing. Exactly. Yeah. No, this is a major incident.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Major. And this is 2011 to 2016. So put on your head cap of like just post, or your thinking cap. That's what
Sure.
putting yourself in the headspace is what I'm really trying to say.
There we go. Good. You got
Put
there.
yourself in the headspace of post-housing crisis.
Oh, so yeah, coming out of a recession, little gritty, little not bleak is the wrong word, but yeah, little gritty, little more like this is yeah.
Yeah.
And
a little recession-y.
And heading into in 2016 when it ended, heading into all of that turmoil around that year as well. So yeah, coming out of recession and headed into that. So yeah, there was some heaviness to this.
Yeah. It's a crime drama mystery. It premiered in the US at least May 29th of 2011. I don't remember where I was at that time. We're watching it on BritBox. Choose your own adventure. Find it wherever you are.
Who knows if it'll be there next month? Who knows?
Right, yeah. Could be on Netflix.
Yeah.
And we are watching, as I said, season 4. So we are quite a ways
deep into it. Which
Yeah.
is another reason that I'm just going to be confused as heck, because I've only seen episodes and I
me too
from like the
actually.
first 2 seasons.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're going to be bewitched, bothered, and bewildered by all of this.
Yeah, and and again, no offense to the show, but I slept through a lot of the previous seasons. I would put it on and be like, I'm going to watch this. I love it. And it would be like late at night and I'd fall asleep. That's also why I had to go out to season 4, is because I couldn't remember what I had slept through. So I was pretty sure, I was like, I don't think I made it to season 4. So
place your prop bets now.
Yeah. Season 4, episode 7, Fatal Error is what the name of the episode is. And there's, by the way, I didn't take this from the distributor is HBO Max. So I didn't even.
So
look
maybe
to
we're
see if
not
it was
watching this on
BBC.
Acorn.
Yeah, I guess we could be. No, BritBox is what I said. Okay, now I'm totally confused. Anyway,
Welcome to
what
my world.
What I'm saying is IMDb had a very long log line for this, and
Oh,
I
boy.
just took the first sentence and I didn't read any farther. I didn't.
But you took it from IMDb. You didn't take it from the streaming service.
I
Because
didn't.
as previously mentioned, we don't even know what streaming service we're watching this on.
Exactly.
Great. Okay. So hit me with this one sentence.
A-
And is this a short sentence? Are we talking like an Ernest Hemingway sentence
This
here? Or are we
is
talking
an
like
Ernest
Faulkner
Hemingway.
sentence?
No. You're right. It's a Faulkner sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strap in. Here we go. One sentence.
A dead man is found on the moors with no clues to his identity until a woman called Maeve comes forward to name him as former lover Michael Greenholm, whom she last saw 15 years ago.
So there's a dead man and an ex-lover from 15 years ago and
Yeah.
Moors.
And the moors.
And the Moors. Okay, see, I still don't think it's noir, though. Moors does not automatically make you a noir. Wuthering Heights is not a noir.
It makes it gothic.
It makes it gothic, yes. But this isn't even really gothic. Or maybe this episode is gothic. Maybe they're going, wouldn't this be great if they really just went, like, I won't say gothic horror, but if they really, like 15 years ago, a lover from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I really want there to be a scene of her, like, trying to dig up the body and, like, dance with the body. Just go full
what are
Wuthering
you
Heights.
talking
That's
about? Wuthering
Heights.
Heights. Oh my gosh. Well, we just saw Jane Eyre. I should
Yes.
give everybody the clues here
yeah.
that we are very Bronte this weekend because we saw a stage adaptation of Jane Eyre at a local theater here. And yeah, and so we got very Bronte immersed afterwards.
So don't be rutabaga. So don't be surprised if we're like guessing that somebody burns the house down. Like that's just what this is. It's the wife hidden in the attic burning the house down.
If this is gothic, I am going to be curious how they meld that with the 90s because 15 years ago, this episode is in 2014 is when it's released. So, and I think it's considered contemporary to the time. So 15 years ago would be 1999, right? So the Moors in 1999, like how do you do 90s gothic? Like it was so grunge.
No, emo and goth was having a great time during the 90s and the grunge too.
So maybe they'll make that.
So yeah, no, like lots of eyeliner and the Cure music.
Okay,
would be in 99.
I think another thing
Cure was kind of done by whatever. But yes, no, I can make a case that there's definitely gothic in 99.
Yeah, okay.
And Noel Fielding certainly would tell you that there was goth in 1999.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, I take it back. I couldn't envision it, but now I can.
Right.
Thank you. Okay, so now for the confusing part.
I just truly do not stand a chance with this. Here we go.
I think I take a little bit of fault about this but I don't think I'm telling it well. But okay, there are 2 on paper creators listed for this show.
Yes, and I think this one of them is Sally and
Wainwright.
Sally Wainwright. So we have a Sally and we have a Diane.
Yes.
Okay. What's the last name?
Diane Taylor.
Diane Taylor. Okay, so Sally and Diane are the creators.
Are technically the creators and showrunners. They wrote many of the episodes, so they have credits, on episodes for writing it. But the idea was actually created, or it's credited as being given based on the idea by Saran Jones, who is the dark-haired lead of one of the leads of the show, and Sally Lindsay, who is a frequent guest star on this show, but is famous in our books for the Madame Blanc mysteries,
which we love.
Yeah,
100%.
She's the lead actress. She is Madame Blanc. She is the writer, creator of that, producer of that show. So
the 4 creators. This was okay. So this is how I'm trying to remember the 4 creators on this. Is because it just sounds like a law firm.
It does. Oh my gosh,
we've got
does.
Sally, Saran, and Diane. How can I help you?
Oh my gosh.
Sally, Saran, and Diane. How can I help you? So that's how I'm settling into this. Sally, Saran, and Diane.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is very true. So Sally Wainwright.
Right.
With Diane. Wainwright. Yeah. With Diane. Sally Wainwright is a frequent collaborator with these women, with pretty much all the women in this show. In this episode in particular, actually, she is also a creator of Happy Valley, which is
Which
a
is
very dark
I was going to say not happy at all.
season
Very,
arc
very
mystery.
ironic
Yes,
title there.
title. And then also the creator of Last Tango in Halifax and Gentleman Jack and a number of other shows. But I mentioned Gentleman Jack because Saran Jones, right? Yeah. Saran Jones, sorry.
Okay,
Saran
great. Well
Jones
done. Well done.
is the lead in Gentleman Jack. She is Gentleman Jack. She is Anne, I can't remember the person's last name.
Sure.
But yeah, so Wainwright, Sally Wainwright and Saran Jones are frequent collaborators. And I think they met along with Sally Lindsay, the other based on the idea by person,
Madame Blanc.
on Coronation Street.
Right. Which is not the Peter Gabriel song.
No. Sally Lindsay, Madame Blanc did just hundreds of episodes of Coronation Street. Saran Jones did also hundreds of episodes, like close to 400 episodes of
a week.
Coronation Street. Yeah. Sally Wainwright, many years of writing on
she's the
show.
writer. She is just the writer.
Writer, showrunner. She is not starring on the show.
She's not on
she's
camera.
not an actor. Yeah, she's not on camera.
Okay.
Wainwright's never on camera.
So how do we know it's actually her?
Well,
I'm being silly.
Okay.
We have pictures of her. She is. Yeah, she's just. She doesn't appear as an actress in the show. Okay, please continue.
Yeah. Diane Taylor of
right. She's the police.
Sally Diane.
The police person.
She is from the Greater Manchester Police Detective, and she joined the force when she was 18.
Wow.
And she has used her
She's
experience.
Seen some stuff.
Yeah.
She has seen some stuff.
She has told some stories that they've been like, oh, we'll write that down. Thank you very much. Oh, that one's next week.
Okay.
We'll do that. Yeah. So she has helped make this a more realistic show than some other ones. So I don't think, I was excited to watch this because I thought a little Cagney and Lacey.
That is exactly where my brain went too. But this is
I don't know.
So unlike Cagney. Like Cagney and Lacey had I'm thinking of a different show, but Cagney and Lacey was 80s, and that was just the time of when lady cops would run out of the beauty salon with their little smock still on and shoot at things
right?
and then jump onto the side of a bus or something like that.
Oh.
I don't think they did it in
Wonder Woman-y.
Right, yeah. I don't think they did it in Cagney and Lacey, but that's the era that
Okay. Yeah, so this is different.
Yeah.
This is 2000s.
Very realistic, not cliche-y.
Yeah, and then we have Diane Taylor to thank for that.
Thank you, Diane.
Yes. Another confusing bit about this show is that another regular character is DCI Gil Murray, who is played by Amelia Bullmore, and we will recognize her from Vienna Blood. She played Rachel Lieberman, who I'm pretty sure is the mother of the lead character.
That tracks, yeah.
She was also on Gentleman Jack. She was also on The Crown, Happy Valley, also on IT Crowd, Hetty Wainthrope. We could have seen her in that. She was also on Coronation Street for 131 episodes. But the crazy thing, or not crazy thing, but the very confusing thing about this episode is that she is on this episode because she is a regular.
Right.
But she also wrote this episode. So she actually is the credited writer
of this,
episode. Amelia Bullmore.
Amelia Bullmore. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, then we have Leslie Sharp, who you may recognize her from the Full Monty, the 1997 movie. She was also on the TV show. And then we also have...
And who does she play?
She is Scott.
She is Scott. Okay.
Of Scott and Bailey.
Okay.
And then...
Do we have a program for this? We mentioned we saw Jane Eyre. Have you developed a program for me so I could just flip through it and be like, oh, yes, okay.
This is the audio program part of it.
You can't
I
can't
tried
tell
to
a night
turn
from a
around
day
the
without your
screen and
program.
show it to you.
It didn't help. She did.
I know.
Gentle listeners, she did try to show me pictures, and I was like, I'm sorry, you're still losing me.
I love that everybody during the pandemic, the theaters all tried to do digital, and they still do. Many of them still do digital programs. Yeah. It's very important, and it's not that hard to do once you've laid it all out.
The publisher does all the hard work on that.
Yeah, but I still like the paper one.
Oh, yeah.
Still being able to not look at somebody's picture on my tiny phone screen or try to read the bio of the playwright on a tiny phone screen.
It's the same thing with the menus. Like they try to get us to do the
Yes.
QR code menus during the pandemic. It's like, no, give me a menu. I
Yeah.
want I want a menu. Most people have gone back to menus, and thank goodness for that. This has been Jacob and Jessica getting old.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the thing is that if your menu is like, do you want a turkey melt? Like, I don't even know what a turkey melt is. Sorry, I take it back. If you want a BLT,
Sure.
if that's what your menu is,
Right, if you're just like a diner.
hamburger, BLT, chicken noodle soup, soup of the day. If
Have you
that's
eaten? Are you hungry? Are you coming up with some very...
I guess I am. If that is your menu, then fine, put that on the phone,
Right.
So that, put that on a QR code.
If you're never revising it,
a menu. But if your menu is like
Fish of
quail
the day.
eggs with fancy, I was about to say fancy feast, but that's a cat food.
If your menu is that, please get a different menu. We don't want that menu.
Yes.
You are really hungry if you're like quail egging it and fancy feasting it over here.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a really creative menu, like
Sure.
a creative dish, and I am just like hitting a wall because all I can think of are like things that
Like a
other
steak
things that I
tartare with a quail egg on top.
Even a steak tartare, that would be, you would still be like, well, steak tartare. Like what else? Escargot. Actually, that's pretty straightforward. I would accept that on a QR code because like what else are you doing with it? Unless you are doing something fancy, in which case, please don't put that with a QR code. Please hand me a menu for that.
I want to have dinner come out with like, so they can do so many things now where they can like print edible things. I want to see like bread come out. Like here's rolls for the table and the menu QR code is printed on the bread.
Whoa.
I want them to like bring out a coffee after the main course and be like, there's your dessert menu. Hope you didn't drink it. You know what I mean? Like snap that QR code before you drink your coffee because that was your dessert menu. And if you drank it, that's what I'm saying.
But it wouldn't be the plastic 3D printer. It would be those food printers.
That's what I'm saying.
Ones.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be so cool, Jacob.
Right?
That would be super fun.
That is how I will accept
dumb,
my...
but super fun.
Yes, exactly. Dumb but super fun. Which honestly, that's what we kind of go for on this podcast. Dumb but super fun.
How would you put that on bread?
Oh, like I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's like
a butter stamp.
Yeah,
get like a blotter and like blot it on butter and then like do it on the bread right there.
Oh, I love that. Or I was thinking in like the attachments that you do to cakes, like when you put a photo on a cake.
Yeah, like fondant or something.
Yeah, fondant printing.
Yeah.
Woo! I like it, Jacob. That sounds super fun.
There you go, restaurateurs. That one's for free.
Not super food edible, but whatever. Oh, I wanted to
Alice
say...
Waters hates us right now.
Yeah, totally. I wanted to say about this show, not only are these women all frequent collaborators, and there are men on this show too, by the way, but not only are these women frequent collaborators, they've done tons of other things on their own, like lots of guest stars. Like one of the actresses, I was like, oh my gosh, is there a collect all like cards of all the murder shows in Britain? And she's like, yep. Oh no, I need to do this one. And she writes her manager.
All the Pokemon Go things.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Collect all 20.
Yeah, got to catch them all.
All 30. So they all collaborated on, or they were on Coronation Street, and then they've gone on to these other shows. But I don't want to forget about this director, Nisa Hardiman. She also directed on Holby City and Casualty and Happy Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Jones also is one of her credits, but her very, very first credit in television is Eurovision Song Contest Dublin 1997. And what I was saying about all these actresses, even though they have all these other mystery credits and film in their backgrounds, they also have tons of comedy. Not a lot that has come over to the US. Like one of them has done a Bridgerton episode, but not a lot
Wait
of
a
stuff
minute.
that...
Hold on. Did you just call Bridgerton a comedy?
I think it's kind of a comedy, don't you? Or is it just because it's a romance? I guess it's not.
I guess you could call it a rom-com. There are funny. Okay,
I feel like it's a rom-com.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Well, these women have been on like real serious.
Yeah, Happy Valley.
That's not funny.
Oh, you mean comedy? Really serious comedy?
Comedy.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
See, this is what happens when I jump in and don't let you finish a sentence.
I take a long time to get there. It's fine. And things like Eurovision, comedy and things like Eurovision. So I'm excited to watch this show.
Eurovision? It's coming up, isn't it?
No,
it's an maze.
You're right. Yes. But no, the Scott and Bailey episode on the moors.
On the moors. The 15-year-old lover?
Yes.
Well, okay, I take that back. The lover from 15 years ago, not a 15-year-old lover. That's a very different show.
Yeah,
that really would be noir. That would be that's like Happy
Jane
Valley and what was that? What was the show that was just bleak about the person who was sexually abusing boys? And the cop had and it was David Tennant and Broadchurch.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I'd give that one noir.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Well, that's supposed to be Nordic noir, actually.
Yeah. See, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
In Britain.
Right, yes. Coastlines.
Yes.
Grass in the wind.
Oh, crap. Jacob, now I need to look up where Manchester is because I thought it was in the middle of the country, but now I'm thinking it might not be.
Well, there's Manchester by the Sea, right? All right, here we go. To the Google machine. Ignorant Americans looking to get educated. You know who we should call? You know who would have the answer for us?
Who?
Sally, Sirhan, and Diane. Sally, Sirhan, and Diane, we have all your answers.
Okay. Manchester is... So Liverpool is actually on the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the sea is, that's the one across from Dublin. It's basically on the same line as Dublin is. Manchester is inland, but it's if Britain is a triangle leading up to Scotland being the hat of the triangle.
I've often talked about the hats on top of triangles.
Manchester is near the top of the triangle. It's near not as north as York.
So why are we talking about Liverpool?
Just because Liverpool's on the water, Manchester is not.
Okay, great. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Right. You know this entirely unrelated city? It's by the sea. Manchester is not. Okay.
I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah.
Do we? I mean, maybe we'll get to Liverpool. Is that what you're trying to say here? Do you already know? Have you done the pre-cheating?
No,
okay.
I don't know anything about Liverpool except for the Beatles, but that is totally unrelated.
Yes,
that is four men who collaborated,
who had beautiful harmonies. Yes, and we have four women who have collaborated. Tell me again the four women:
Sally, Diane, and Saran. Or Saran and Diane.
Did you? Yes. Either way you do it is fine because the rhyme is still there. But I do want to point out that you almost said Duran. So
I'm sorry, Saran. Saran, I saw one of the bits of trivia about her. Her name, her birth name is, or her christening name or birth name is Sarah Ann, but her great grandmother or grandmother's name is Saran, but the priest was like, that's not a real name or that's not a proper name. So we're going to christen you Sarah Ann. And her parents took that. It's your grandmother's name. Why can't you call her Saran? I don't understand it. Anyway.
Well, shall we get going with the guessing then?
Yes.
Let's do this. We'll have to punch out because we're on the clock at Sally, Saran, and Diane. We'll have to punch out and we'll get to some guessing and we'll come back with
Will you do my card?
Yeah, I've got you.
Thank you.
I know that I have set some stringent rules for this for good comedic effect. It's all for good comedic effect. It's all for the greater good of comedy.
Okay, sure.
But it does place us in a bit of a pickle when the show, like Scott and Bailey, has the title sequence. They do a little recap previously on, and then they go right into title sequence, and then the next shot is the dead body.
Yeah.
It puts us in a bit of a pickle.
Yes.
We're kind of in a tight spot, not unlike the body.
The body
Yeah.
wedged between two very
boulders.
big boulders.
Yeah. So close to the moors. Do they have boulders on moors?
I guess. Yes. Yeah. Because on the heath, is that the same? Is a moor a heath? I think so. Like Lord Byron, isn't he always painted, or is he on a cliff
Well,
over
he's
the
on a
water?
cliff over water, and that
Oh,
is
okay, never
from
mind.
when he was in Italy. Like I believe that
Yeah.
was like when he was down in Italy. Like I don't. So
Okay.
yeah. So we're yeah. I think we'll call it the Moors. We'll call it the Moors. They said it was found on the Moors. That looked Moorish. There were definitely lots of like, there was golden wheatgrass, like golden grass all around him. So I think
That's
we're good
not
to
what
go.
I remember as a moor, but fine. And there was stuff in the background, which I always think of a moor as, but I know
Desolate.
as, yeah, totally desolate. But
This was very like citified. This was just like
yeah,
let's put like this was like a Moor if the Moor was Central Park.
this looks like the Whitnall Highway.
Oh,
If you're
that is
familiar with
that is
that.
a deep Burbank cut right there. Wow.
Sorry.
Whitnall Highway is not a highway at all. It is a divided street that lots of really huge high energy wires run across, and so it
Yeah,
has been
electrical.
yes,
What do you call those?
high
Pillars?
high energy and high voltage energy lines, I think is what it
Yeah,
is.
okay.
Anyways, yeah, it has deep cut there. Way to go, her. But yes, I totally get it. It's like vaguely industrial, but also vaguely wild, like vaguely naturistic.
Yeah.
And there is a man wedged between two rocks. He's got a bullet hole to the back of his head. Did it look like an
Oh, you
exit?
saw a bullet
Oh, yeah.
hole?
There's a
I
great
did not.
great big wound in the back of his head.
Wow,
I
okay.
couldn't tell because I am not actually a coroner. Remember, fake crimes,
Detectives.
fake detectives here. I couldn't tell if it was an exit wound, meaning he had been shot in the front of his head and we were seeing as it came out of the back of his skull, or if this was going in through that and we weren't seeing the face. I think it came in from the back and then just completely blew out the front of his face.
Oh yeah, because we never saw his face.
Yeah,
So
but
we
on the
didn't
other
get to see
hand-
some gruesome.
On the other hand, we do know that this woman, his ex-girlfriend from 15 years ago, identifies him. So his face is theoretically still somewhat recognizable. We haven't seen it. My point,
We haven't gotten that far
because
because
we
we saw the title
dead
sequence
body
and then the body.
and we did stick around for a little bit of exposition because I'm like, I'm sorry, we can't.
Otherwise, we've got nothing.
Which I mean, maybe you like
We
that.
still-
Maybe you like that sadistic listener. Maybe I've been calling you gentle, but you're really sadistic. In any event, he's been there. We don't know how long he's been there. Long enough for rigor mortis to set in. Jill, Scott and Bailey's boss, has promoted Bailey to, I forget the new title that she's got. In any event, she's been promoted. So Jill and Bailey are on site and they're both in those like clean rabbit suits and they're discussing the body. And basically they're just like, what should we do? Well, we need to cordon off the area. We need to figure out what pathways was taken to get here. He's wedged pretty solidly in between two boulders. Rigor mortis is set in, so we can't take him out. So what do we do? We're going to, as Bailey says, and this is a great line, what do? We wait for him to get floppy again.
Yes.
Which, but that's what we know. And that's where we're at.
How do
That's
you
what we
wait
know.
for somebody to get floppy again if rigor mortis has set in?
I mean, you just keep letting bacteria do its thing.
How many years have to go by?
I think we're talking a matter of like hours, maybe
Oh, really?
days. Yeah. No, for things to start getting jellified and kind of like lose the rigor mortis. It's not too long at all. Yeah.
Do you have a guess, or do you have something of an idea of who you're gonna call out?
I have no idea. I have zero idea. Like this is what, like, on the one hand, this is great because we have a blank slate, as if we were out looking at the moors ahead of us, just the vast and empty moors. We have a blank slate ahead of us. We can guess anything. We could guess we can't guess wild animals because there is a gunshot, but we could guess a drug deal gone wrong. We could guess a Russian operative. We could guess he got into a fight with a mate of his at the pub.
The guy was kind of bald.
He had definitely had like close cropped hair. Yep.
And he was wearing a leather jacket, which is just kind of cool in the late 90s.
Yeah. And
this is
maybe it's because
14, sorry.
Yeah, the girlfriend and this
Right.
person had a relationship in the late 90s. But now that you've mentioned that, like, you've just made me think about music. So I like in the back of my head, he's somehow some kind of like rocker or something. He's he's in a band and he's still like hanging on, trying to be famous. And the girl dumped him like 15 years ago because she was just like, I wanted to have a life and not just trail this like wannabe wannabe
Yeah, she doesn't
Bono
want to do the
around.
Warp Tour.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think this guy even would have made it to the Warped Tour, I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh,
this.
sass,
Oh, yeah.
Jacob.
No, I think that this guy is just.
Judgment from me.
I do. I have lots of judgment on the musicians. Bah! Get a real job.
Okay. I would like to register my guess, but before, because I just came up with one. But before I do that, I would like you to also share your other observation about this show.
Well, speaking of, I love this. I was watching the opening to the show, and I don't know why this never occurred to me before, but the title sequence for this show really reminds me of The Kids in the Hall. So
Yes.
It literally looks like they've got that kind of like filter on a camera, shaky camera, single cam shots of like scenery going in the back. It's also kind of like The Office.
Yes.
They don't
city,
cityscape,
industrial,
industrialish kind of thing. But this is like The Office was clean and clear because it was HD. This reminded me of the whole like, yes, like we'll put a filter on it and we'll make it look like we've got a camcorder from the 90s. So yeah. This was at the beginning of Instagram, so I imagine people are just like, yes, filters everywhere.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was very filtered. Well, what I was going to say was that this is pre-influencer. I think, Kids in the Hall being a Canadian thing and this show being
you think some
British.
Violent Canadians came over to Britain?
I think there is a violent Canadian TV editor who's famous for cutting together show title sequences.
Yes.
And he, for the world over. In the same way that like people who make music videos are famous and then they go on to make movies.
Sure.
But this person actually cuts together title sequences and he recommends music or he takes the music that somebody's given him and he works with the music person.
There's a title for that. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but that's an actual position. Like let's music coordinator or something. But yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. So I think that person, I do think that this guy was in music and he was a music like orchestrator, music director for TV.
Oh,
and
you are really going like all these ladies working together on so many different shows. You're like, nope, this is all about TV and shows and people working together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was killed by a title sequence editor from Canada. And they just happened to be in Manchester for some other thing.
Right.
And you know what? Maybe they were trying to get they were each trying to get on like soccer or football, like a football TV show, like in the same way that in the US we have dun 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 dun, or for football we have each of the networks that show football
have their own like theme songs,
own theme songs that they play for them. They probably have that in the UK for their soccer teams, for their football teams, and for the networks that show football games. And so this person was actually trying to get a leg into sports instead of just fiction TV shows. And they really wanted to be like cutting together the graphics because this is like the edge of graphics and all that, in 2016.
I'm breaking out the popcorn herd. Keep going. This is great.
And he had a fight with this musician who was like, I'm going to write the big theme song for football this year for the Premier League. And the other guy was like, well, I don't, I would like you to write it this way. And they had a struggle over artistic differences. And it just like they'd been working together over years. And it finally was like, I cannot anymore. You have, this.
I can't stand it anymore.
I can't stand it anymore.
I can't stand the way you chew anymore. So yes,
yeah, or the way you always do that one arpeggio. Like it's such a stupid trick. Nobody wants it anymore. And I know you're in love with it. I hate it. And so they go out to a field and they think it's going to be like a hot. They go out to a field in a car and they think they're going to have lunch and think and talk it through. Yeah. And the TV editor's like, I can't do it. And he walks him out to this rock and he shoots him.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a long road, but I love it. I think
Yeah.
you got, yeah.
And he shoots him like in the head because it makes it look like an assassination.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, he knows that this music director guy always has some background
Right.
that maybe has some mob ties.
Used to want to be a musician, so he's like, he got rowdy he always used to get rowdy and cross the wrong people back
who
when
work
he was
at bars
touring. Yeah, exactly.
and clubs and stuff.
Drug dealers, all kinds of.
Yeah. And so he's like, oh, maybe if I make it look like at the last second, he's like, oh, if I shoot him in the back of a head,
Throw suspicion on somebody else, something else.
Yeah. And nobody will guess that it's me with my stupid title sequency thing. And I'll be able to move on and do Premier League and maybe even the Olympics, in London, whenever that was that year. And I'll get the job and I'll be able to choose a new music director to work with that I think will be better and will make both our visuals and our oral audio experience it'll just really set people up for a great sports or fiction drama experience.
Okay, I can see that. Well done. Yeah, so a jealous video editor, not jealous, just an over it video editor.
Yeah, they cannot collaborate anymore.
Right. Okay. So
yeah.
So somewhere someone's dredging up some working through their resentments about working with all of these same someone at Sally, Sirhan, and Diane are dredging up some I can't work with these people anymore. I'll put this into a story is what you're saying here. This is what's really going on here. And no one else got it, but they're I know what's going on. Tappity 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 on the screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I'm toying between two different options here.
Okay.
One, I am toying with the current girlfriend of the man. So I'm wondering 15 years ago, this guy and this woman who's going to recognize him were an item and they're no longer an item. And she is going to blame. She's like, well, why don't you check on the girl that he was with? He left me for that hussy. So my guess would be the current hussy. That would be one guess.
The new girlfriend
that he left this old girlfriend for. Killed him.
Because she thinks he went back to the old girlfriend.
Sure. I don't know from motive, but current girlfriend so the old girlfriend who's going to totally point the finger at the new girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
The other thing I think though that might be in this though, and you kept bringing this up because you kept talking about the time that this was. This is 2014, right? Mm-hmm. So I think, and I like this one better, I think that he is not a musician. I think that he's a wannabe stuntman.
Ooh.
And he is trying to pull together a hype reel for himself, because this is also right at the beginning of influencers and stuff, 2014 Instagram. I think he is trying to pull together a hype reel to convince the casting director of Game of Thrones that he deserves to be in some of the battle sequences that they do in Game of Thrones. So he's like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this thing, and I'm going to show how we deal with all this stuff. And he accidentally gets shot doing a stunt. And then the people are like, oh my gosh, we have to just shove him here and then hope that no one ever figures this out.
Oh, the team that's helping him shoot it.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes.
Accidentally shot himself.
Or somebody shot him accidentally. Or one of the members of that team wanted to kill him and ended up shooting him. But I'm saying he was shot by a team. He was shot. I'll say it's yeah. He was shot by a member of his team as he was shooting a hype reel to get on Game of Thrones.
Wow.
That's what I'm going for.
Okay,
Game
I
of
like
Thrones.
it.
Game of Thrones, people.
Yeah.
It's a bloody show. Lots of violence.
Yeah. You need to have.
Yeah, even though there were no guns, he felt that was necessary to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool. All right. Well, let's go find out how wildly wrong we are.
Okay. So the
Moors. They really did go to the moors.
Yeah?
There,
You
yeah.
looked it up?
No, I didn't look it up. They said it. They said as much. And also, like, they kept you made the whole
If
thing
those
about
were the moors, I lived on the moors in California. The yellow, spiky grass hills. Go ahead. Sorry.
maybe that's what it is. I mean, I've never been to the moors in England, but I will say you definitely nailed it with the Whitnall Highway because there were like power lines all around these places.
So many power lines.
I don't know why they felt it was so important to show us B-roll
So
of
many
power
shots.
lines. Yeah.
Yeah, of power line. I was trying to think about like what's the metaphor? Like what are we trying to do with that?
I don't know. I will also say, in case you couldn't tell, of course we didn't get this right.
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
We were so far off.
So
I was hoping that like for once, like some crazy
thing would do it.
Yeah.
No. We should have just. I think from now on, for the foreseeable future, if we're watching a British detective show, one of us just has to guess trafficking. Because trafficking has been involved in except for Rosemary and Thyme. But everything is trafficking. Everything. Anyways, yes, of course, we didn't get it right. There were men being trafficked, and there was a very horrible woman who was in charge of a farm who was keeping them as slave labor, and she's the one who killed Mike and other people as well.
Played by the amazing Ellie Haddington.
Phenomenal. Just like halfway through this was a 2-episoder apparently.
Yes, which I'm sorry I did not realize.
No, whatever. Good episodes, but like literally after she's on screen for like 5 or 10 minutes, we're like, oh, this bitch, she needs all the awards because she is fire.
Yeah, she really is.
Yeah, she's like her character like needs to like dominate and challenge, and it's just every scene with her is this little it's a power play game, and she's just doing all the little things. Like you could just take it as acting lessons. Like all she like she's being led into questioning by the cops, and as she's being led into questioning by the cops, she's like verbally berating them. She like interrupts their interviewing her. Each of them. Like she goes in on Bailey and tries to like she like is sexually harassing her about asking whether or not she's gotten laid, and then like denigrating her about why she would. And then she moves on to the male cop in the thing. And then halfway through the interview, she starts like throwing out accusations at the boss on the other end of the camera. And it's just, there's a little moment at the very beginning when she realizes like the police have come to tell her that her husband is. So they go to this farm to confront the people at the farm because they have a lead. And the husband at the farm takes off in a car. And the police, this is a thing we have to talk about. We'll get there. The police take off after him in their car, and they chase him. And the man is drunk and can't drive very well and slams his car into a stone wall and dies. The cops go back to the house to tell this woman that he's dead, and she like lights in, like they're like making her a cup. They bring her a cup of tea, and she like slaps the tea out of the hand. Like nothing. Like she has to be on the offensive at all times. She's amazing.
Yeah.
So please tell Ellie. I think you said her name was.
Yeah, Ellie Haddington.
Tell us about her.
As you might expect, she has done 104 episodes of Coronation Street.
I didn't, but you're right. I should have.
Yeah. She is a tremendous character actress, very memorable face, playing, always forceful, steely characters, including Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, okay.
Enola Holmes,
Enola
Operation
Holmes.
Mincemeat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You saw Mincemeat. I didn't.
She was in the TV series Spies of Warsaw with David Tennant.
Okay.
I loved that series. Did. I can't remember how I came across it, but one day I was like,
Netflix
oh, this is interesting. And then I was like, oh, I'm addicted. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
And 9 episodes of Foyle's War. She played Hilda Pierce. It was series 8, I think, is what YouTube said. But I remember watching like Foyle's War. I was like going along. I was like, this is great. This is great. This is great. And then I was like, series 8 took like a whole new step beyond. and she plays the head of MI5.
Oh, yes. I
And
remember that.
I was like, whoa, holy smokes, what's going on this season? This is so good. She is so great. She did an episode of Endeavor. She did Midsummer Murders. She's done 14 episodes of a show called Motherland, which I want to watch right now. She did 6 episodes I didn't realize they had 3 seasons of this show. It's called Guilt. She did the first season and the third season. Yeah. I told you about it. It is a bonkers crime show where people keep being like, I'm reformed. And then they make a decision. This is
the last bad decision I'm going to make.
Yeah, I realize this is a bad decision, but I'm going to make it. It's going to be the last one.
It's going to be the last one. After this, I'm done.
And then it's just like every act break. Like not even act break. It's like every other scene. They keep making even more terrible decisions. So great. Yeah, so she's in that. She just did Silent Witness, Death in Paradise. Just amazing. Anytime she is on screen.
Yeah.
And
electric.
Yeah, totally electric. You want more of her and you hate her.
Oh, you hate her at the same time. She is the character is reprehensible. It's horrible. She's been keeping men locked in stables and like trafficking them, like pimping them basically. Like they're never going to earn enough to get out, and she like abuses them, and the character is a wretched person.
Yeah.
And we're glad that after 2 episodes
we're done. And she was taken down, she was taken in. And
so yes, raise your hand if you guessed farmer's wife, abusive farmer's wife. You know what? I can't see anybody, and I'm not sure if I can't see anybody because we're in a podcast and you're listening, or if because no one guessed it. Because let's be honest, none of you guessed it.
Yeah, no, I didn't have her. I definitely had her husband, but it turns out he's dead in that first.
Yeah. He has like one line, and then he races off. Okay, this is what I have to talk about in this. Just the differences between both American police force and police TV shows versus British police force and British TV shows. There's a car chase. This is a staple of American action. You don't actually see it a whole lot in British TV shows.
No.
It's there, but you don't see it a whole lot, especially. But there's an honest to God cop chase. So what happens in this cop chase? Well, the 2 cops go after this person. They're far away. So they don't actually see the man hit the wall. Great. Okay, fine. But also, they get investigated after the car chase, which in like an American crime drama would just be glossed over. Like, oh yeah, there was a car chase, and then like
you knocked over a fruit stand.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. But no, like
she's being investigated by two different
services to make sure that like as soon as the other police get there, they like do a blood alcohol test on her to make sure that she was like of fit mind when she was doing this.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I was just blown as an American. I was just blown away to be like, I mean, okay, that's what you have to do in Britain. Great. And honestly, I'm sure that please let high-speed chases have some kind of oversight from the cop system. But like as an American TV viewer, there's certainly no retribution or no kind of culpability or anything.
Yeah.
It's just there's a car chase, done.
Yeah.
So I was just like, wow. And it turns into a plot point that like she's getting investigated. So I was just like, this is great.
Yeah. There's oversight. My gosh.
There's oversight.
And everybody's getting oversighted.
Everybody's getting investigated in these 2 episodes.
Well, what about Christie's, Jacob? What would you do for this? It's not even, it was 2 episodes.
It was 2 episodes, but
so 90 minutes basically.
There was 2 episodes, but there was really only one suspect. Like at no point was anybody. I take that back.
Well, the dead guy was a suspect.
There ended up being a couple other dead guys. No, just one other dead guy, and that one dead guy for a hot minute was a suspect, but not really. We all knew that it was going to be the farmer's wife.
There were lots of dead people in this episode, but one of them died after being beaten probably by 2 other people who are dead. And then there's the dead mother.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'd forgotten about the dead mother. There's the husband that dies in the car crash. There's our first victim who was not shot through the head, was like hit with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And then there was another co-worker person being trafficked that was dead.
Slave.
Yeah. And then there was the
then the dead
and then
mother.
there was the dead mother. Yeah.
So 4 dead people.
4 dead people in this episode.
1 murder victim, 1 sort of
2 murder
manslaughter.
victims. 2 murder victims.
Well, he was beaten, but then he wandered himself into the rocks. Yeah, I mean, that's murder. So lots of bodies, but yeah, only really 1 suspect.
Yeah, so it
kind of is like prime suspect in a way, that episode, or this couplet that we saw.
So I don't know that it gets a lot of Christie's from me. Like I'll give it 4. Like this wasn't like, yeah, I'll give it 4. This wasn't like this. You weren't watching this, and I think I said this to you during the show. Like you're not really watching this for the mystery. The mystery's there, but this is very much like I feel very half and half between like, is this a mystery show? Is this a procedure? Or not a procedural, a soap opera? Like this is like the relationships in this and how they get on with each other. Or a workplace drama. Yeah. So yeah, no, I don't like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just going to give it like a 3 for the Christies. It was once they introduced once she was introduced, you're like, oh, it has to be this lady.
Yeah.
So, and then they just ran with it the whole time. Yeah.
So they can't charge him anymore.
That's what I mean.
Anything.
So it's just like, it's her. It's just, how are they going to get her? And it wasn't even all that difficult. It was just a matter of what's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? So
yeah. And a lot of stuff just kind of came from other people doing work.
Yeah.
After a while, it was just waiting for the forensics to come back.
Right. Exactly.
Waiting for, or showing up at the coroner and being like, it's buckshot. He was shot here, and that this is where he died.
Yes, exactly. And it wasn't even like how she's gonna, like, it wasn't even like Columbo, like where we knew and how are we gonna get, like, what trickiness are we gonna have to go through to catch them. It was just, here we go. Let's just follow this to the end.
I don't want to, again, with the, like, I don't want to, like I said, earlier, I have fallen asleep watching this show, but I don't want that to be an indication of my appreciation for the show, because I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm also inclined to give it like a 3 in Christie's, just because there aren't a lot of twists and turns, but there's a lot of story of the people in
there's a lot of story in this.
They call it a syndicate, but we would call it a precinct.
Right.
And so, or incident unit.
It's a major incident unit. Thank you very much.
You're right. So, any merch you think that they really missed the boat on?
This is horrible and in bad taste, but I'm going to go with the Scott and Bailey recycling service.
Recycling service? Why?
Because that was the whole thing. They said that was what they had the trafficked men were doing. They would go and like the people would like the people who were running the farm would go up to somebody's house and be like, hey, we'll recycle that for you if you don't want to be bothered with like going through the official expensive city routes. Give us a few bucks and we'll take care of it for you. And all they were doing is they were having their slaves come in and like pick it up and then take it back to the farm where they would just dump it on their land and pocket the money.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm gonna get very bleak and just say yes, Scott and Bailey's recycling. Also, for that matter, Scott and Bailey's cigarettes.
Oh my gosh!
I have not seen
Bailey
so much smoking.
So much.
A chimney, a flippin' chimney. There was so much smoking going on. So maybe like Scott and Bailey ashtrays or Scott and Bailey breath mints to convince your superior that you haven't been ducking out back and smoking.
Yeah.
Those would be my 2. What would you go for?
Well, I was thinking at one point, Scott sits down at her desk and there's this little bit of foil and she looks in it and it looks like there's a granola bar inside it.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, she is talking to Bailey and she says, he left a flapjack on my desk. And they're like debating what that means
meant,
and if he did actually leave it like a homemade flapjack. And I was like, What?
Who's leaving a pancake on your desk?
I didn't see a pancake. I saw, again, a granola bar.
I didn't even see that.
It's a sweet treat that is made with oats, butter, brown sugar, and golden syrup, which is why it looks like a granola bar, but it is.
Got it.
It's called a flapjack, and it is like it's a square. It kind of looks like a graham cracker, but it's way thicker. It is. It's like, it looks like a granola bar, even a thicker than granola bar. You could look it up. There are lots of pictures of exactly what it was that we saw on screen. And they're very easy to make. So he didn't go to a whole lot of trouble. But, probably nice to have for a breakfast. They're handheld is the thing.
Got it.
So yeah, I would say maybe Scott and Bailey flapjacks.
There you go. I think that's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Scott and Bailey flapjacks.
Yeah, maybe I'll put a recipe in the Instagram. Flapjacks make an appearance in this episode. Things we learn about the British when we do these shows. Flapjacks are an oat bar. That's why they look like a granola bar, because they are.
Okay then.
And sometimes and the debate is soft and chewy or crisp and thin. And you can put chocolate chips or apricots in them. Those are the typical additions. Not at the same time. It's like either or.
Two countries separated by one language.
And an oat bar.
Well, all right. I don't think we have any more food-related things, so I guess that's everything. So, gentle listener, thanks for listening. But before you go, be sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast and give us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
And you can get more Cluedunnit and join the Flapjack discussion on Patreon. Join at $5 and $10 a month levels.
You'll get raw footage, exclusive episodes, access to seasonal live shows. We swear more info about that is coming soon. And extra votes in our season planning poll. The next one, we're just closing up this one now. So you can make sure that we do the shows you love. Come on over and join the fun at patreon.com/ClueDunnitPodcast.
And stay in touch. You can email us at cluedunnitpodcast@gmail.com or DM us at Instagram and Facebook at Cluedunnit Podcast.
We'll see you next time.
This closing script is officially approved by the Totally Fake Podcasting Adjudication Board. Hello, you've reached Sally, Saran, and Diane. How may I help you?
I have a complaint. I need to register. I'm afraid my podcast host is cheating.
Oh, okay. Please go on.
Well, see, she says she sleeps through the episodes, but I'm never really sure she's actually sleeping through the episodes. Do you have special mirror detection technology or something I can use to check to see if she's sleeping or just she's got her eyes open or something?
Mirror technology?
I don't know. You're using mirrors for everything these days.
Oh, through the TV?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Watching?
Sometimes she watches it on the TV. Sometimes it's through the computer. You got to help me out.
This sounds really above my pay grade, but I'll take it down as a note and I will report it to our higher ups.
Fine.